So my name is Lina Salamanca. I am a diagnostician with the Plant and Insect Diagnostic Clinic, and my role, I work a lot on the plant problem diagnosis, meaning I investigate what is wrong with the plants that are sent to our clinic. But I'm a microbiologist, and one of my interests is also identifying mushrooms and learning more about mushrooms. So even though I'm not a mycology, I'm a plant pathologist with a very heavy interest on mycology. Mycology is the study of fungi in general. Fungi, there is a big variety of fungi. Mushrooms are those that made a fungal body that is in general big enough for us to see it, and they tend to be associated with a lot of different things. It could be trees, it could be the grass in your lawn, it could be wood in the house. So they have a lot of different places, like ecological niches that they will go to. So when it comes to people wanting to have a mushroom identified, we do have a submission form. They select in here that they want a mushroom ID. But even before then, what we hope is that they go to our mushroom ID page. We have a lot of information there on what you want to do before you collect. Definitely take some pictures of the specimen. We even have a video on, you're ready to collect, how do you collect, how much dirt to include, all that type of thing. And then how to ship them. I was explaining that in that video, sometimes a mushroom will suffer in transit. It could completely go liquefied because it's under the certain conditions of humidity. That's where some mushrooms would do, and I have some examples on that page. So to identify mushrooms, I rely on several things: books, resources that will guide you through what are the characteristics that you're looking for, and what type of particular group they may belong to. So early I was asking, do you know what is the difference of ascomycetes versus basidiomycetes? There are two main branches in the tree of life within that kingdom fungi, and the ascomycetes, there's a lot of them. The one that in the clinic we are most involved with is with morel mushrooms. That hopefully when spring is here, people will go out and hunt for them. And we do teach a certification so that people learn to identify those particular ones, the edible ones. Because there are some that are not edible, and unfortunately they look a lot like the morel mushrooms. There are a genus and a species that shows up in the woods at the same time that the morels do, but that one is toxic. So what we're trying to do is people, before they go out into the woods, they come and take that class, they learn how to identify the morel, and then they can go out, identify their mushrooms, and confidently identify the false ones, and avoid, reduce the chance that people are going to get sick by eating one that is a false morel, is how it's called, a false morel. Right. And so that class is particularly for people that hunt and want to collect mushrooms, so that they can sell them in farmers markets or elsewhere, and that's what we do for that one. For the ID, the service ID, most of the cases we actually get is the other branch, the Basidiomycota. And for that, again, we collect all the information going from the shape of the fungal body. So if you look at this one here, for example, we have, of course, there's a lot of different characteristics: the size, the color, sometimes the texture. The cap is that, if you think of like the button mushrooms that we eat buy in the stores and we eat in our salad, they just have the stalk and they have a cap, right? The spores are formed within that cap. There are those layers of black like very thin layers. Those are called gills. And in the gills is where the spores are formed. So we take a general look of how does the mushroom looks like and what group they may belong to. So for example, in this book, I will come in here and start looking at characteristics, and if it fits this one, then the guide will take me to a different key, and then I continue to investigate what characteristics the fungi has until I have a list of possible fungi.